Hello Rock Sliders, Doug Rosen for Rock Slide here. Today I'm going to do two videos. One's going to go over the new Kuiu pack bags that are going to be offered and the new Kuiu suspension that's going to be offered. We'll do the pack bags first. So the Icon Pro Series bags are going to be replaced with the new bags that are called Pro Series bags. So a Pro 6000 is what we're going to be looking at today. And the Pro Series bags just have some new features and some enhancements that have made them a little bit better than the Icon Pro bags. So let's go over this. So this is a Pro 6000 bag. The features in general are some new YKK number 10 zippers for a little bit of strength. The center pocket's been redesigned, the side pocket's been reshaped. There's included a daisy chain on the pack on two sides. The bow rifle carrier now has two attachment points versus one. We'll go over those. We're actually going to go over using these packs without a lid because people do it, but when I see pictures of it or they send me questions about it, it's hard to explain, so I'll show it on video so you can see it. We'll talk about the new sizes that are going to be offered and roughly what the weights are going to be. Anyway, let's jump right into it. First of all, colors. Colors aren't going to change on the camos. It should be Vias and the Verde 2.0 should be offered. And then they'll obviously be offered in the solids like they had before. This solid is a new color. Only the center color panel changes on these. This is known as ash, is I believe what they're going to call it. It's kind of a mixture of a gray brown or a light dark brown. It's hard. It may be hard to see on the video, but I kind of like the color. So the number 10 YKK zippers have been added in 3 spots. So the horseshoe zipper that goes all the way around this for the front panel loader. The YKK zipper is a two-way zip that goes all the way around to access or to load up your gear. And then the center pocket that's been redesigned has got YKK number 10 zippers on both sides. So the center pocket, the old center pocket was kind of a rounded pocket with a zipper in the center. For me, it wasn't super functional, put a lot of gear in because it would just kind of sag to the bottom and it would make my lid a little cumbersome to deal with. So this new pocket is no longer round. It's kind of a beveled, flatter pocket. It's on both sides and it's completely divided. So this seam you see here is actually got a piece of denier. I think it's either 310 or 300 type denier in between there that separates them. And the pocket now goes, my fingers are here at the bottom of this pocket and they're here at the top of this pocket. So it's the full length of your panel loader is that pocket. And I don't think there'd be any issue with getting any size spotting scope in there, although I don't have a 95 to personally try, but my 65 slides in there and has a ton of room left over. So that's the new side pocket, or center pocket redesign. Included in the new design, the new features are the addition of the Hypalon connection points. So on the pack, all the straps, compression straps, are now attached via a Hypalon connection point. The big reason for it, looking at the pack, is the distribution of the load on from these straps to the seam is now spread over a longer length, which will ultimately tend to be a little stronger in the long run and add a little bit more stability to your strap. Secondly, or not secondly, but to look at it, the side pockets have also been redesigned. Before, they were also a very rounded pocket with a two-way zipper. Now, if you can see it, they're kind of a square box-looking pocket, which offers a little bit more volume and usable volume because you don't have such severe angles going back down to the zippers. It's also a two-way zip, so if you were a person that wanted to run a rifle or a tripod through the pocket and into the water pocket holder, and then protect it by zipping it up close to the legs or the buttstock, you could, and it'd be no problem doing that. And that's how a lot of people I know run them. The two side pockets on the bags are identical in size and shape, both left and right side. For the people that don't have a lot of information about Kuiu, you have this center small pocket up here, and then inside that you have a zippered mesh pocket for valuables or small items that you want to get quick access to. With that, the bow holder rifle attachments. Before, the bow holder and rifle attachment connect down here, and the bottom of the buttstock or the cam sat below the waist belt. And that made it a little problematic to sit down, or if you saw an animal and you needed to jump down on the ground and glass it, you had your buttstock or your lower cam stuffed into the ground. So those attachments are still there for the people that like to run it that way, but they've also included upper attachment portions. So you can now put your rifle or bow carrier on the back of this, and the buttstock is roughly the same length as your bottom of your waist belt, which would eliminate your cam or your rifle butt hitting into the ground. So that was a good added feature. The inside of the pack really hasn't changed, but we'll show you the features of it if you're not familiar with it. Kuiu has compression straps on the inside if you decide that you're going to pack meat inside your bag versus in between the frame and the bag. It has compression straps in there. All these come out if you don't need them. You can remove those and it will lighten up the weight a little bit. And then both the left and right side both have full length, or not full length, quite long zippers. I'm going to go 14, 15 inches of zippers here with hydration hangers on them. So if you need to put hydration on one side or the other, or opposite some other heavy item you have in a pocket, you can. Each one has their own separate exit port that is zippered, comes through the inside pocket to the outside of the pack. Left or right sides are identical, so you can run your bladder on either side. And then the panel loader itself has got two zippered pockets. You probably can't see that on video because it's way below the screen, but zippered pocket here to add items to, and then another one at the top to add items to. So those are most of the changes in the pack bags themselves. The lid didn't change feature-wise that I can see. It has two zippered pockets, one that runs on the front when it's connected, and then one that runs on the top when it's connected. And then you can run this pack bag without a lid. Say, for me, I usually stuff a bunch of my food in here, and then when I get to my main camp that I'm going to be spiked out of, I dump my lid and I run it without a lid, basically just to save weight. But the lid attaches in the back like every other Kuiu lid has. Push that down, the gate will open up, and you can take your lid off. And then the snow collar on the 6000 is not a very large snow collar, maybe 6 inches of snow collar here. But what you do have are these two sewn in loops. And what you'll do is, if you want to run it without a lid, you pack your bag up, cinch your snow collar up, tuck that in, fold that up nice and neat, and then these two pieces will then attach to where your lid attached. Slide that through the gate, close the gate, cinch it down, and do the same thing on the other side. Cinch it down, and that will be the configuration at the top. It'll be closed. Then you still have this added top compression strap if you needed it. So that's how it would look without the lid. So it's fairly well protected from debris and probably pretty well protected from weather if you had any. So I think that's all the features of the pack bag that have changed. Sizes. So I've got notes here so I don't misspeak because people will call me on it, and there's nothing worse than having that happen. And I've got allergies real bad, so pardon the sniffling. But here's what's going to change. The 1850 and the Icon Pro is going to stay the same. It'll be a Pro 1850 also. The Icon Pro 2200 is going to go to a Pro 2300. The Icon Pro 3200 is going to go to a Pro 3600. The Icon Pro 5200 is going to go to this bag, which is the Pro 6000. And then the Icon Pro 7200 is going to be increased to the Pro 7800. The volume was mostly made up in the pocket configurations being a little larger. The center pocket and the side pockets, the way they beveled them versus making them round, added some extra volume. And the weight of these packs, roughly, and I say roughly because I haven't been able to weigh every one of them, I've only been able to weigh mine. My Pro 6000 bag weighed, a standalone bag, weighed 2 pounds, 15.2 ounces. The lid weighed 5.8 ounces. With that, that is roughly 2.5 ounces heavier than the old Icon Pro 5200. So for 2.5 ounces, I've got 800 more cubic inches of volume. And for me, I got a better usable pack in load layout. The good news is you can make that weight up because the new suspension that I'll talk about in the next video is roughly 2.5 ounces lighter. So for the same weight pack as the Icon Pro series and the Icon Pro suspension, you're gonna now have a larger volume pack with the newer suspension, the newer bag layout, the newer features for roughly the same weight. So the penalty of the weight in the bag has been made up with the weight in the suspension. I think that covers just about everything on the bags themselves. If you do have questions, just put them in the thread itself. I'll follow it. If I can't answer them personally with what I've got here, I will reach out to somebody at Kuiu and get the right answer for you. These bags are going to be available online via Kuiu within a day or two, is my understanding. If they're not already there, we're going to try and time the release of this video with just a couple days prior to the launch of the bags being available. But like I said, if you have any questions, leave them in the thread. I'll get to them as quickly as I can as I follow along and see how it goes. With that, I hope everybody has a great hunting season and be safe out there.